Shitty Sales Leaders and How to Not Be One by Adam Apps. Narrated by Byron and Wagner. For my wife, Meredith, and my son, Adam George. Disclaimer. This publication contains the opinions and ideas of its author. It is sold with the understanding that the author is not engaged in rendering professional advice or services. The strategies outlined in this book may not be suitable for every individual or situation and are not guaranteed or warranted to produce any particular results. The author specifically disclaims any responsibility for any liability, loss, or risk that is incurred as a consequence, directly or indirectly, of the use or application of any of the contents of this book. If you'd like to view the graphics and exercises found in the print and e-book versions of this audiobook, please visit shittysalesleaders.com. Forward by David Hatfield, Co-Chief Executive Officer, Lacework. When I reflect back on my journey from sales rep to CEO, I am humbled and grateful for the number of leaders who have contributed to my development and provided a template for excellence. Most leaders, including myself, fall victim to common pitfalls. We are confronted with obstacles that seem insurmountable in the moment. The road to leadership is fraught with perils, but if you know where to look, it is also paved with invaluable lessons and opportunities. If I could encapsulate the key learnings from my journey and go back in time, I would hand my younger self a copy of this book. Sales leadership is a uniquely challenging endeavor for the reasons Adam outlines. Countless studies and books have been written on the topic of sales leadership, and most tend to be dry, boring, or self-aggrandizing. This book has a unique and fresh perspective on the topic. Adam shares lessons from his inspirational leadership journey in a captivating and relatable way that makes you want to listen until the end. Through real-world examples and actionable advice, the listener is left with a guidebook they can put to immediate use in their own career. Many people in sales would agree that we can be distracted easily, making it even harder for folks like us to commit the time needed to get through any book, let alone one about sales leadership. Fortunately, Shitty Sales Leaders and How to Not Be One is written in plain language, which makes for an easy, fast, and enjoyable listen. Adam's observations about what makes great leaders so effective are rarely discussed. The best sales leaders are not always the alpha, and in many cases, that profile can be the worst or most shitty, as Adam outlines. Anyone can lead if they have empathy, genuine curiosity in other people, and sincere interest in helping them achieve their personal and professional goals, and a willingness to put in the work to help make it happen. Adam captures the essence of servant leadership and recognizes that authentic leadership is not innate. It can be learned, and some of the best I've worked with got there not because they were the loudest in the room, but because they cared the most and put the work in. I'm confident that everyone who listens to this book will take away a new lesson for their arsenal, regardless of where they are on their leadership journey. I've personally worked with Adam and witnessed him implement the practices he lays out in this book with tremendous results. Adam's authentic voice and humility can be heard throughout this book, and he provides you with a chronological and actionable template to up-level your leadership game and have a long-lasting positive impact on your team. Introduction. Natural leaders. How do you identify a leader? We have been told, leaders stand out. You feel their presence. They exude confidence, and they are frequently the loudest voice in the room. These individuals are supposedly the natural leaders among us, a category in which only 10% of people find themselves. But what if we have it all wrong when it comes to identifying the most effective people to lead sales teams? In the pages that follow, we examine real-world examples where natural leaders are ineffective as sales leaders. You'll discover that some of the most effective and beloved sales leaders possess common, non-traditional characteristics that are rarely attributed to natural leaders. And I provide actionable steps you can take toward becoming a great leader. The people we generally consider to be the natural leaders among us are often deficient when it comes to effectively leading sales teams for a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?